Hi everyone! Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make homemade pumpkin puree. So you can use this to make your pumpkin pies and pumpkin breads and all kinds of yummy pumpkin things. Today we're just going to be talking about how to make the puree from scratch. It's really easy, so let's get started. First thing you're going to do is lop off the top of this guy. Do be careful when you're cutting pumpkins and just squashes in general. The inside of them can be mushy and the outside of them can be really hard, so just be careful. I'm cutting this guy absolutely terribly, as you can see. I can't cut in a straight line, guys. Okay, well anyway. So here's his little insides. We're gonna turn him on his head and cut this in half. Make sure you wash the outside of your pumpkin before you start all of this. And then for all of this, we need to get this out. So what you're gonna do for getting this out is basically like any other squash or cantaloupe or anything like this, is you're just going to go in with a spoon and just put a little bit of pressure behind it so that you get these little fibrous strings off. You don't have to be super meticulous about it. You just want to make sure that you're getting primarily all of it out. So that's good. Now these guts, I'm going to put them in a bowl of cold water, because I'm going to separate the pumpkin seeds from the guts, but that's a whole nother thing. That has nothing to do with making pumpkin puree.
We're going to roast the pumpkin seeds?
That's just, yeah.
Yes!
That's just utilizing what you get from your pumpkin.
I love pumpkin seeds.
And then from here, you're just going to go ahead and give it like one more cut. You can cut it in smaller pieces as well if you want, but really quartering it is fine. So just gonna do that. Now my oven is preheated to 375 degrees. I'm gonna cut up my other pumpkins here as well. I'm not gonna cover them with oil. Some recipes for pumpkin puree do recommend that. But if you want the purest, just pumpkin flavor, don't cover them with oil. We're gonna put these in the oven and let them roast until they're fork tender. So however long that is, it could be 35 minutes, 45 minutes. I'll let you know how long it took for us when I bring you back. Another thing I wanna mention, what is a pie pumpkin? So obviously, come fall time, there are 1,000,001 pumpkin choices out there. There's the huge pumpkins that you make jack-o'-lanterns out of, the super tiny pumpkins, and then the in-between medium pumpkins. So this would be considered a small sugar pumpkin, and you want something that is labeled either a sugar pumpkin or a pie pumpkin to make your pumpkin puree out of. Can you make it out of other pumpkins? Yes, but your best flavor and texture is going to come from these kind of in-between sized sugar pumpkins. They're going to be the sweetest and the most consistent in flavor. So let's go ahead and get our pumpkin in the oven, and then I'll bring you back when it's ready. Welcome back, guys. So my pumpkin came out of the oven, I think it was about 40 minutes. I kind of forgot to look. But this is what our pumpkin looks like. You've got a little bit of basically caramelization on the edges, and this is what it looks like if you press it. So it's a little bit squishy. And the biggest way that you're going to be able to tell that it's done is both from the texture when you feel it and also from the smell. It's going to smell really good, like roasted pumpkin should. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to take these, and you just need a little spoon or spatula or something that you can scoop out the flesh of these into either a blender or food processor. And sometimes, depending on how far you've let this roast, you can kind of just peel the skin off. Okay guys, so I have a good little portion in my food processor here. Don't overfill, you can work in batches here, and we're just going to go ahead and blend this up. All right, so here is our pumpkin puree. And these pumpkins were actually really good. They weren't too watery. Sometimes you will run into a watery pumpkin and you'll have like a little bit of juice in here. Now, if that happens, all you have to do is just put it in a cheesecloth or a strainer over a bowl and just kind of let some of that water seep out. But this one's pretty good. It wasn't too watery, so this is gonna be good to save for my pumpkin pies and whatnot. Now, if you find that you are having problems with blending it, especially if you're using a blender versus a food processor, you can actually add a little bit of water. Just add a couple teaspoons of water in there to make it a little bit more smooth and silky. So that is how to make pumpkin puree from scratch. It's not that hard. It is messy, but it's not that hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a like, and stay tuned next weekend when I show you one of my favorite ways to use this.